It's been a pretty crazy week in crypto. It's been all over the place. The SEC just won't let BTC be free. Uh, but the good news is there is a shining light at the end of the deep, dark tunnel that we had this week. And that shining light is even in these testing times, Wizardia is still working hard to bring you massive updates. Later in the month, we're going to have a cool stream about Wabu. He's coming out there soon. He's a wicked wizard from down under. Today, we're going to have a huge update on something we've all been waiting for, and that's the leveling system. Gets me more excited than a bear on a hill. But not to get too ahead of ourselves, back it up a little. Just to start things off with, Mind, tell me, mate, how are you?
Oh, thank you, Ryan. Thank you. I am good, enjoying the summertime and getting hot and sweaty, and at the same time, working on some stuff in Wizardia is always nice. And I'm excited, to finally talk a bit more about leveling, which is probably my most exciting thing that we get to work on. It's what we had envisioned, quite a long time already ago, and yeah, it's good that it's coming to reality.
Yeah, it's been a long time coming. We've dedicated an entire quarter to bringing this out. So I hope everyone gets as pumped up and excited as I am. And a quick shout out to a couple of our regulars. I noticed Rohit Kumar. He was actually on our game stream a couple of days ago. Didn't quite participate in chatting. I can see our main man Homer's in there. FD, MLS, good to see you all here. And a quick letting everyone know this is being recorded. We're going to be uploading it to YouTube tomorrow. That way, everyone can watch it with subtitles. I can also see we've got Aries and Johnny online. So, hola Aries, hola Johnny, bienvenidos. We hope you like the stream and what we've got to present today. To run you guys down on exactly what we're going to run through. First of all, the player card. Not actually named the player card. We still have to come to something here. But we're going to run through what it is, leveling logic, tasks of leveling, characteristics, resources, passive skills, and we've even got some really cool images. I believe you'll be sharing them, Mind?
Yeah, I will. Everyone can already see my screen. If you see it, you should see A and Ryan's face, and you should see that pull up your wizard's announcement of our stream. It's just a placeholder for now, but it's a good check as well to see if you can see what I'm sharing.
Perfect. I did also drop a link in the chat. It's in the top right hand side. It'll have a link to our public events calendar and our link tree. So make sure to follow our socials, check out the calendar to see when all of our events are coming up. And yeah, before we get stuck into things, we did actually finish our 10th tournament today. I didn't check the winners yet, but I'm sure Aries, Johnny, and Homer were up there. Congratulations to you guys. And we did also announce our newest sponsored tournament not too long ago. Have you seen this one, Mind?
Uh, yes, I have. Yes, I
Awesome.
have, and it's always exciting. And I also wanted to ask one thing for all the guys who are here. As you can see that we changed our stream time a little bit, made it a bit later. So if you like it or you don't like it, let us know, because it's very important. We're trying to adjust to you guys so more of you can enjoy the live stream and sit here with us.
Exactly right. We are a community orientated project, so we certainly want to orientate ourselves around you guys. But yeah, without further ado, let's get into it, Mind. First of all, do you want to break down a little bit for maybe anyone who's new or not familiar with the leveling system, and let us know what exactly is it?
Yeah, of course I will. We have talked about it tens of times actually, throughout all the time, and especially when we were still, at a very early stage of the project, and we were trying to kind of, show everyone what we have envisioned. And one of those parts was definitely our Wizard NFT leveling system, which is, coming to life. And this is what we're gonna talk about. So you guys have wizards, or you don't have wizards yet. I know I have some wizards that I play, and what's missing with them is that they don't really change. And what this update will bring is that you're gonna start leveling them. So to begin with, we're gonna start leveling them to level 5. That's gonna be like a temporary cap for this, and later on we're planning to increase them a bit more, bit by bit. So to upgrade that wizard, you're gonna need to collect some stuff. So this stuff is gonna be called resources for now. Uh, they might have some names in the future as well, but we'll show you some of those in just a second. So I have some images here, so I will just scroll through them forward and back. So you will need 3 resources in a certain amounts to level up your wizard. Depending, of course, on the wizard, and you're gonna need some stuff that that will make them stronger. So in this case, it's gonna be this stuff that you can see on my screen now. So you can see some of the symbols here that you might already notice from before,
That one
and
looks cool.
yeah, it does look from like some really cool sci-fi movies. So
Like the hand of
yeah,
a sci-fi god or something.
yeah. So upgrading a wizard to a new level will give them new characteristics or improve existing ones. So we'll talk about the resources and characteristics a bit more later. So leveling a wizard to level 5 will give them also, reaching level 5 will give them a unique passive skill that works on a permanent basis when the wizard is in combat. So we'll talk about this real soon as well.
All right.
Yeah, so take a look at the resources a bit more. So you can see they're really, really awesome. And, I would love to have some 3D prints of this. This would be like a cool lamp, man. I mean,
Yeah,
you put
it
this down
does.
on your table, it's something.
Absolutely. And that yellow one looks reminds me of Squid Game or something too. Um,
Yeah. Squid Games actually had some very similar symbols to what we have for mind, body, and soul. And,
Perfect.
yeah, so it's really cool.
All right. So now that everyone's caught up to things, let's move on to leveling logic. I think to start off with, you've got a video. We're playing that one and a picture here. I hope everyone
Yeah.
enjoys it. It's kind of how we're starting. But this is the image here. On the right hand side, we've blurred out some stuff just to make sure we don't give too much away. But talk us through what else you can see here, Mind.
Yeah, so I will probably start with the, how this is called. We call it player card. We call it, something usually in games it's called like a character screen. So you can call it probably like a wizard screen
Mm-hmm.
or, something similar. So if you guys have any ideas, also you can share them. But yeah, wizard screen is like something that I like. I like the detail, that you can see your wizard in the whole beauty. I mean, it's a high res image, so you can really enjoy the looks of it, and I think it's very important. So as you remember, there were some cool images that we shared through the time. A couple of them were called the pumping. So probably we might stick to this one because like this leveling up and making the wizard stronger is, it could be called the pumping, and it probably will. So to complete the pumping stages 1 to 4, resources are needed. To complete a stage, you need to, spend those resources, combine them in different ways to fill the progress. So it's not going to be like an XP based leveling system. It's going to be a resource based, but it more or less works similar because you will need to fight in battles. You will need to collect those resources from battles after winning or losing, and then accumulate them and get the ones you need, and then you will be able to spend them and level up your wizard. So also what's really cool, so at stage 5, you will need to complete a task associated with it, the wizard that you want to level up. So that's going to be something that's kind of unique. It's be sort of quest. So that's, I think, something that gives a little bit of more of immersion and feeling the wizard. After passing all the 5 pumping stages, you can you know level up basically. So when passing these pumping stages, so these pumping stages are in between levels, to be exact. I will just make it clear. So every level we have several pumping stages. So in one level you might have 4, I believe. So these are like milestones or some stops that feel the progress when filling up your bar, and the players will be giving some rewards in the form of consumables or some resources. So you will gain something along the way, so it does not get so boring to level up to level 5. And the tasks for leveling up for all wizards will be the same, with the exception of the task for raising the level 5. That's going to be like more individual.
Okay, so what do you mean individual? Individual between wizards, or will all tars have the same, for
Yeah, it's
example?
it's going to be connected to the wizard more. So it's going to depend on the wizard you are planning to level up.
Okay, well, I absolutely love the sound of this. I
Homer, I got the question. So sorry to interrupt you, Ryan. So you do not need to spend Wizardia or Essence. Essence might be included sometime in these processes, but not in the way that you have to spend them.
Excellent. That's a really good question. I do want to just make sure everyone understands that this particular player card, or the image that we're showing now, it is a test. And I do not ever expect to see a tar in the game with upwards of 1,500 mana points, like you can see in the image here.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
I've only just noticed that one. I think almost an immortal tar.
yeah. So let's take a look at the video. What do you think?
Absolutely, I am ready.
Yeah, so it's playing now. So I will play it a couple of times. So take a look. It's just gonna, you're gonna see some things that will work, and something is already working. It might be more stuff that you can do, but basically, when you get some rewards, you will, roll some, spin the wheel. You will get something. Something will be random. Something might be preset. So there's gonna be different things, and most of the thing will be interactive, so you can see all the skills and all the stuff that's connected to them, and it's gonna feel pretty good. Because you're finally gonna have really different wizards between even if you have 2 tasks, they're not gonna be the same.
Exactly. And I am under the understanding that we're kind of collecting all the final jigsaw pieces now and putting it all together. So we're very close to being able to bring this to everyone, which is really, really exciting. Homer, FD, Dixon, if you can see it, Dixon, let us know what you think so far with what we've been able to mention, because I think this is a great start, and particularly now that we have 5 consumables. Who knows what else might hit that little roulette wheel. Let us know if you have any particular questions on the leveling logic here, what it is, or how it works. Otherwise, minds, maybe we can move on and have a bit of a chat about the tasks of leveling.
Yeah, I think I will not go into much detail here, but there's gonna be some different quests or missions, what you might call them, and some of them will be quite simple, as you will have a task for like playing, let's say, 10 matches with a certain wizard. You might have to deal a certain amount of damage on enemy wizards, to complete the task. You might need to win some matches. You might need to kill some enemies with a certain spell. You might need to do some damage connected to some affinity, or you might, have to achieve some stuff that You usually do, but some of this will be, more hard because, for example, if you need to kill some wizard with a very, uh, weak spell, so then it might be harder, but it's gonna be something to do, and it might be quite fun. So yeah, so that's more or less it, and you will definitely probably enjoy it much more finding those tasks in game, and I will not try to ruin the experience of discovering it yourself.
Exactly. We've got to leave a little bit of mystery out there. And I'm really excited to see what the difference between our wizards are going to be. And a massive shout out to the team, to Vitas and everyone who was able to put these together and make sure that each wizard has their own, special task moving forward. Um, I can see Homer has asked a question here, a bit more about the essence. Can you see that one, Mind?
Yeah, uh, part of it I don't understand. I don't know what that size 6 and 10 is about. Is that before you continue your level up, you need to complete a task, just like when you're speaking of currently. Like there's a break to each level up, level 1 to 5, then complete a task. So it's gonna be now. It's gonna the max level currently is gonna be level 5. So what you're speaking about 6 to 10 is that's gonna be on a later update. So 1 to 5 now, and each of the levels will have some, of these breaks, let's say, or like pumping levels, where you will receive something, and to complete the level up, so let's say to reach level 2 or level 4, you will need to complete a certain task as well to complete it. So it's not going to be enough to fill the bar, let's say, but you will need to also confirm the filling of the bar by completing that quest.
Perfect. And FD, yes, this would definitely make the game more appealing. I also like that you get some reward even by losing a battle. And randomized rewards are also very nice. So, in all, when playing, you improve your wizard anyway. Great idea.
Yeah, that's the main thing. Thank you for appreciating it, but for us the main thing is that people would play the game, and this is our way of ensuring that it's gonna be fun even if you lose. Of course, now we have balanced out a little bit our essence prices on going into battles, and I think there always should be a cheap way to play, and this is the way how you grow the game. Probably you just get more people into it, and if somebody chooses to go into more expensive battles, that's what they should do. So yeah, I think we're moving in the right direction, and probably need some more tweaks, but we'll get there.
Perfect. And Homer asked a little bit further up. He's dropped a couple in, and we'll get to him. He says he doesn't understand essence can be used the other way in this process. For me, it's the same. This is just going back to his previous question about do we need to spend essence to level up?
Yeah. So okay, let me clarify a bit. I'm not sure, where we can use it, but I can see that it could be used in some ways. Let's say if you wanna, I'm not saying this is gonna happen, but I'm just gonna give an example. So let's say if you wanna reset something that you did, so it might be available for some resources and maybe some essence, because there is gonna be a way where we need to, earn something as well, and make essence as a as a commodity that will be used. So it's just what we try to do is always do it in a non-invasive way, that it would not become a pay to win thing, but it might be something where you get some reset button, or you can do something extra.
Excellent. Homer has
Yeah, buy
said,
resources definitely, but the main plan is definitely to launch the marketplace where you will be able to buy and sell resources as well, similar to Wizard renting, where you sell where you rent it to and from each other. So similar things should happen just by selling and buying with the resources as well.
and of
While
course, with
that
the
not
release of
while
the
that's
mark,
not working, we might let people buy resources. But I'd rather they play the game, not buy the resources actually.
Yeah, it does make it a little bit more addictive. You're kind of grinding for a reason. You get to see that progress, that improvement, just kind of like going to the gym. You're taking your wizards out for training.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The main thing is you have to play. What fun is to level up wizards without playing? I don't know.
Exactly,
Maybe if you
exactly.
have like 100, then I understand it. You might not have the time, but there might be a way as well to do it.
Perfect. He's also asked about the mobile app. We do have a really cool FAQ list I've been putting together. I will add to that the mobile question, but it is something that we're working on. But right now, we're grinding out to make sure we can drop this leveling system and get Wabu out by the end of the month too. And I'm sure that the team is working as best we can to get as much done as often as we can.
So to add a bit to the mobile app, we always talk about this subject. The stage of readiness, if you know Unity, to port it is super fast. To do it at the right time is more important. So the main thing is that you need to finish some of the game. So after we release this update, we will consider, how playable it is, how replayable it is, and then we might, work on this transition during quarter 3. But I don't think it will happen in quarter 3. Maybe at the end, but it's just what I'm thinking right now. But the main thing is to see how it works. I feel like we need to add a bit more to the game, not just a leveling system, to actually make it a finished game, more feel emitting project. Because if you go to mobile, you have to already have a product that people will stay for a while. So we're not gonna rush into it.
Exactly.
Then I see more questions that is gonna be, will we have this marketplace in the next update? It's already being worked on. Not this update, but next update, next quarter, most likely.
Well, there we go. We just had our glimpse into quarter 3 and quarter 4 roadmap. Definitely wasn't planned for that one, but great question. And FD as well has mentioned maybe we can have some expensive battles upwards of $100. Personally, I wouldn't like to jump in there and wager 100, but I know Aries is confident, and I'm sure he'd probably have a crack at that. But for now, we probably should stick with beginner and master, get the leveling system out there, take it one step at a time, and then start to make it look into prices like that. But we need to increase the player base first.
Yeah. And when you have that player base, you can even make like I don't know, custom lobbies where you basically sit and wait with your own offered wager, like of $1,000,000, and if somebody joins, you can do it. So I'm really waiting for this kind of time, but for now, let's all think about what's gonna be the best way to attract more players when we have more of the game.
Exactly. Well, there we go. That kind of sums us up on our tasks of leveling, how you're actually going to get your wizards on the way to the top. And it is going to be a race to start off with on who's going to get that first level, who's going to get that first task, who's going to start to break down how it all works and kind of release what we've withheld today and start to learn a little bit more about the mysterious and magical lore of Wizardia. I think it's going to be epic, and it's really going to mix things up for our NFT holders and persuade and help encourage people to move forward and actually get their own NFTs as well, which will make it a lot more competitive in the long run for everyone involved. Now, the next point that I mentioned we'd talk about is going to be characteristics for leveling. This is something that Mind was great enough to run through with me and really help me understand how it all works because there is quite a bit to it. But Mind, you're the master here. do you want to break everyone down what it means, characteristics for leveling, how it works, and how it's going to actually impact the leveling system?
Yeah, so these characteristics can be also known as stats in most games. So it's just going to be some stuff that enhances, changes your wizard. So currently we have three groups of these stats or characteristics. So they're like a legendary tier, like rare tier, and something like that. So it's just the best, the medium, the lower tier, and each of these groups has its own weight. So basically, it's like a chance of of getting that weight. And when leveling, it's necessary to determine the group with the characteristics. And after the group is determined, one random characteristic is selected from this pool and added to the wizard. So during leveling, the same characteristic can drop out to the wizard. Then their indicators are added up. So in these different groups of characteristics, there may be identical characteristics that differ only in value. So for example, effect of extra damage dealt. So it could be like +5, +10, +15, whatever examples of percent. In the event of these identical characteristics, if you get them, so but you get different indicators, so they are added up and they're just displayed as one characteristic. So it's just going to be like a stackable characteristics that you can get.
All right.
And the most interesting thing as this for me is depending on the rarity of the wizard, the chance of obtaining these characteristics from higher tiers will be increased. So that's where your legendary wizard actually comes as useful. Is that with legendary wizards you will have a higher chance to get these higher tier characteristics. With epic wizard you will have a bit lower, and with the rare a bit lower. But in the end, uh, if you are like super lucky, you might get very similar or the same or even better power as a legendary wizard has. So this is going to be something of some luck as well, but better luck is with the legendaries.
Well, there we go. I think it's a really good way to encourage people to come over and really join in on our tournaments where they can win epic wizards and really get a chance to improve their team. And it's a really good way because I know there's a few of our audience members that do have a few legendary wizards, or maybe there's a couple out there, but there are a few epic wizards. So it'll be nice to see how that mixes things up. Homer has asked, with the introduction of levels, will the game try to pick an opponent with a similar level of wizards? Great
Yeah, I
question.
already answered in text. So the short answer is yes, but I'm not sure whether it's going to launch at the same time, but definitely yes. But there will be some, disclaimers that you will know that you might meet a stronger wizard or something like that. So we'll see how to resolve this thing to keep people informed at the same time to not stop them from having fun.
Exactly. Honesty is the best policy, and transparency is key. Um, but to give people an idea on what features could be implemented, damage increases, maybe even some affinity bonus changes. What do you think, Mind? What else might we see?
So you mentioned probably like the ones that most of the people will be looking for is more damage, or more damage like in percentage or in a certain number, maybe some damage reduction even. So you get more protection. So if you have a tanky team, you might go for some damage reduction as well. You might not like some of the wizards, and then you might get like strength against body wizards, for example. So you will do more damage to body. So sometimes if you running a mixed team and you want to have like let's say two mind wizard. So then you have some problems by attacking soul. So if you get more damage against soul, you might kind of cancel those things out. So these are gonna be pretty cool changes that you will get more health. Maybe you get some chance to do something that you would not be able to do without that spell. So I'm not gonna go into that, but. My favorite was definitely, because I saw it on the list, I'll spoil it to you guys, is more AoE damage. So, Sering and the gang with the triple attacks are gonna definitely get a buff if they roll that characteristic or stat.
Well, there we go. What I really like about this is NFTs straight up a non fungible token. Each one is unique in its own right. What we're doing here is totally customizing each individual wizard or providing the opportunity to customize each wizard. So you've all played, well, most of you I'm sure have played a few battles of Wizardia. Every tar is the same, but now with the introduction of this leveling system, every tar is going to be different. Whether it's two rare tars or an epic and a rare tar or a legendary out there, everything's going to be personalized, everything's going to be customized, which means everyone can not only draw a connection to the lore of the wizard, to the lore of Wizard and Wizardia, but also to the unique wizard itself, which is absolutely incredible. Homer, he's dropped a funny comment in there. I understand you want to earn on the desire for perfectionism when everyone presses reset until they get the characteristics of the legendary on the rare wizard.
Yeah, that's one idea. For me, the main thing is to have fun and to give people a chance, only one chance to level up a wizard. That would be even more cruel, because if you wanna have that perfect fun, you're gonna need to buy a new one, and they're not cheap. So yeah, our goal is to have that, to make that into a more pleasant process. And as a business, we definitely need to think, especially in the future, how we're gonna survive. Because when we finish the game, and if we don't start making money from the game, it's why are we doing it? It's not just to let 10 people play. We want to let tens of thousands people play and
Exactly.
enjoy the game. So yeah, I hope you don't judge us too much, Homer. I mean, our goal is to make all this process as pleasant as possible, and to let the people who have the time and have the skill to actually earn their way up. And if you earn the essence, then it's much easier to spend than just converting with RDA tokens to it and buying more.
Exactly. We do have to, well, I mean, we always try our best to make sure everyone's happy, but we do need to look into the future, make a game for the masses, not the few. And every decision that we take now is to appeal to a wider audience, which in the end is going to be better for you, Homer, better for Aries, better for everyone, because you're going to have more people to play against. You're going to have more opportunities to level up, more chance to immerse yourself into it, and of course, more of a chance to say that you were one of the original few. You were the guys that went off with Frodo to Mount Doom. You were the legends that helped make it all happen from the beginning. And
Yeah, well said, Ryan.
that pretty much wraps us up for the characteristics. We have touched base on a few things there. Definitely don't want to be giving away too much stuff. So let's move on to resources. We've got a few images. We did show them earlier.
Yeah,
Mine's got them up there now as well. Do you want to run us through it?
yeah. So for now, it's going to be three types. So types you know, are connected, might be connected to your affinity. They might be connected to a specific wizard, or there might be some, resources that you will find a bit more, when fighting. So there's gonna be like three types. So resources have a chance to drop after each battle. So depending on the resources, for which type of wizards it should drop. So it might be connected to maybe specific days of the week, maybe connected to something else. So will not give you something give away. I see a question from Homer. Free, you said, will be 49 types. There will be maybe 49 or maybe even more of these resources as we go. Three are the types. So these are not the kinds of resources. So type is like, for example, affinity resource. So there will be, we know there is not one affinity. So there's going to be at least three there, right? So then you have wizard specific resources. So you'll need to find a certain resources. There's going to be as many resources that there's going to be as many wizards there are, and there's going to be a bit more resources. So there are going to be more. So just to make it clear, the types does not mean how many resources in total we have. Oh, I was talking so fast I even lost. Yeah. So depending on the resources for which type of wizards it should drop, you have those specific days or something specific you need to do to actually get them. So then we have some images again. So I will scroll through them. So they will look something like that, and they will mean something, and hopefully we will have more of an interaction with them in the future, even just apart from spending them on leveling up your wizards. So some crafting and stuff like that. I'm also waiting for that.
Yeah. I'm just thinking, our man Emilus, he's an absolute champion at what he does. Definitely, him and his crew have got um, their work cut out for them when it comes down to designing at least 49 types of these resources.
Yeah.
But that is actually a really good question, Homer. And the fact that you remembered that and caught on to be able to ask really goes to show how clued up you are on Wizardia's lore and how it all works.
Yeah.
We actually mind on.
So yeah.
Sorry?
Go on. I just wanted to say something more. I'm a bit chatty today.
That's good. That's good. We definitely like a chatty mind. But yeah, I was just saying on trivia yesterday, Homer took it away. I tried to make this one really hard. I threw some riddles and some anagrams out there, but Homer still absolutely dominated. And I thought that was incredible.
Okay. Okay.
But you
I'm
had
sorry I
something to
missed
say?
it, but can you give me some highlights on that? It's quite interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. I will actually ask you a riddle. Nobody tell me what it is, and you tell me which wizard it is, okay?
Okay.
So, in an isolated village, a monk was born, becoming impatient, his beliefs worn, travelling the world, teaching the way, in every battle a wizard he slay. Bitter and exhausted, he returned in despair, overwhelmed by beings who failed to care. A body wizard with teachings of pain, who is this monk lost in chaos's reign?
What is it, Amin?
Not quite. Dixon nailed it though.
Okay. Okay.
That's
Oh, I
Seren.
see. I see. That's very.
The
Okay.
the
Okay. That's
the
nice.
um
I was not
the clue.
probably paying attention to everything, but yeah, I caught some of the things, and yeah, that's a good one.
All I
So yeah,
did
I
with
see
the
Homer is asking a question of like 22 days until the end of quarter. So what I can tell you, Homer, that we're probably going into testing in like a week or two. So if it's not gonna happen until the end, it's gonna be very soon after that. So it's on deadline. So yeah, I hope it works properly. But if everything is not too bad, and some bugs can be fixed fast, so yeah, I'm really happy to say that for now, at least what I am getting, the news from the team, that we might actually make it this time, because the planning was done more properly, and more already according to what's actually happening, and not just sometimes guessing a little bit, and planning some of the stuff after, and then realizing that you cannot make it.
Exactly. Better to be safe than sorry. But so far things are moving in a good motion. Um, and I love the eyes on the sticker that you put in the chat. Oleg's just looking real sus. The final element that we were going to run through today was passive skills. I know we've got some images, and
Yeah.
Minds can you can also have a chat a little bit about what they are and how it's going to work.
Yeah, sure. So yeah, I will show some images, and these are also like early stage, so they might change a little bit, and
That looks rad.
that might be something you will definitely not see it in this size in the game. It's going to be much smaller, but you can still see how detailed they are, and this it looks really cool. I mean, this one is not very clear, but it's really cool. I mean, so yeah, so these are the some of the passive images of thumbnails or whatever you call them. So each of the wizards can get a passive skill when you get to level 5. This is going to be something quite unique to each wizard. So there's some of them might be similar between wizards, but they're all going to be the same. And I don't know even what I can tell. So let's say I will skip going into individual wizards, but just give you some idea of what it could be. So
Definitely.
it might be like a spell that, for example, some sort of spell that you cast. So it's not gonna only do damage, but for example, have an ability to take something away from that enemy wizard that you just attacked. Maybe
Okay.
there will be some penetration. So it's like where you will be able to ignore some of the defense or some of the affinity. And then there will be some conditional ones where, for example, your damage will depend on how many wizards are still alive, or even like a crit chance on some characters that you will have a small chance to deal more damage. So this is gonna be interesting, and the team really worked nicely on this one. I mean, these passive skills are not like 5% damage increase and that's it. So they're gonna be more interesting, and there's gonna be some conditions you need to meet, and you know, and some strategies can actually be created. Used to be to create some new strategy. So like if you play the game in one way now, so after getting those passive skills and connecting the passive skills between the wizards is going to be something else. So as Homer says, it's a huge field for imbalance. Yes and no, because there should be quite a bit of different teams that work, especially after leveling. But that's where we will need to balance it out a bit more for MMR. So hopefully with this we will have some division between players who are just starting, or players who have higher level, and definitely make it a more even playing field.
I think it's a really cool way to also change the balance or take the advantage away from the person who gets that first move. Particularly if you come out and you can see the same or an almost similar team, but you take that second move, you know that you've really got to be on point to get the victory. Doing this really makes it any person's game. And it's going to be a proper showdown, a fight to the death. And yes, the first weeks it'll be fun. Homer, it's going to carry on. It's going to be fun as we grow. You guys grow. As you guys grow, your wizards grow. They unlock new skills, new levels, new resources, new levels, new everything. And, the novelty is going to be amazing. and obviously the novelty is going to be a really attractive element to new gamers. So we bring out these awesome new features, these incredible new abilities to really pump that up, make it exciting. And obviously, once this is out, we can really start looking towards more sponsored tournaments, more guilds, and a lot more methods to pump up that daily active player base. Which means, Homer, you'll really have to start working to make sure your wizards are tough. Otherwise, you're going to find that you might not be on the leaderboard anymore, my man.
Oh, me on the leaderboard.
I was talking about Homer.
Okay, okay. I thought you were talking to me. Yeah, yeah. Homer, definitely. Me, I don't know. But with the leveling, I will definitely play more.
Oh,
Because now, it's, I understand why, some people are playing just a bit because I feel the same now. So, it's kind of fair because, progression is much needed to really, enjoy and to kind of have a goal, to roll some stats. So to get lucky, maybe to get unlucky and, try to work with that. So, yeah, I'm really excited about this.
yeah. I mean, it's been a grind these last or this quarter to make sure we get there. And I understand that we are close. Like you said, we're in that initial, or we're going to be moving to testing soon. Add some UI elements, put everything together, passive skills. Like this has been huge overall to make this happen. And we always give a shout out to our regular gamers, our investors, and say thanks for coming. But I do want to take a moment here to give a massive shout out to our team, to our designers, to our game designers, our artists, to you minds, to everyone involved in making Wizardia and grinding this quarter out to bring this incredible leveling system to life. And Homer, Dixon, Aries, Johnny, Star, everyone who plays Wizardia, once this leveling system comes out, we'll have an awesome game stream. We'll do some testing, we'll play around with it, and we'll be able to have a bit of fun together. What do you think, Mind?
Yeah, I think what we will have to do, Brian, is grind some resources,
All right.
collect them, and then have the leveling upstream, man. Instead of only playing, we should do that because I had so much fun with opening the mystery boxes. So I really think that leveling up wizards and seeing what kind of spells we get is gonna be one of the best things also. So yeah, I think it's gonna be exciting, man.
All right, I'll have to ask my boss for some time off just so I can sit down and spend a couple of days grinding out and getting these resources.
Yeah, yeah, for sure, man.
Yeah, I'm absolutely pumped for it. And you're right. The mystery box stream was awesome, and I think if we follow that through, we'll get some people pumped up. Um, can you transfer my level to the game? Rank 5, level 20. Sure thing, Homer. We'll transfer your level over once you collect the resources, put the grinding in, and we release up to level 20 once we get there as well. So, one step at a time, mate. I think we're getting a bit ahead of ourselves there.
Oh yeah.
All right. Well, that really wraps us up for everything we wanted to talk about today. I do want to open it up real quick to the community. Do you guys have any questions about anything we talked about today, from the first video to the images, to what leveling is, to the leveling logic, dividing it into the first 5 stages, the pumping, what it actually takes to get to that pumping, the tasks of leveling, the ascension missions, the ascension quests, how each wizard is going to have different tasks, which is really, really exciting in my opinion. That's what I'm looking forward to the most. All the different characteristics and how that's going to impact on each different rarity, the features that are going to be implemented, and of course the resources, which we got to show some cool images of, and we even touch base on those passive skills. Let us know. Do you have any questions? Whilst you're thinking of questions, Mind, anything you want to say to the community?
I just want to thank everyone again for being here and listening and talking to us. Yeah, and good luck on leveling up when you do, and I'll see you around, guys. And yeah, just thank you. Thank
Beautiful,
you for
guys.
playing, and thank you for being here. And thank you,
Absolutely.
Ryan.
No, it's always my pleasure. I love what I do. I love our community. I love working side by side with you, mate. But quick reminder that the Satoshiverse sponsored tournament is going to be live from the 12th. So just a couple of days
Yeah,
now.
finally,
Oh,
finally.
I love the Satoshiverse. Working with Nick and the team, they're very easy to get along with. Their project is developing quite cool as well. And they've actually put, I think, about $880 worth of their NFTs and avatars, trading cards as well, out for prizes. So they've really gone above and beyond to help us as a project and to help our community as gamers. And yeah, make sure that you're ready for it. Free entry, like always. And there's going to be some big sponsored tournaments coming up in the future to match time with the leveling system. So get around it, everybody. It's been an absolute pleasure being with you here today. And I'll catch you next week for a game stream.
Yeah, see you around, guys. Bye.